Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Kathy's Corner, Seed in the Sand, and this is chapter 10 of Wake Up, Hibernation is Over. And what I wanted to talk to you today about was pain and how we can benefit. What did I write down here? How do you turn pain into something beneficial? And so in the last chapter, I was pretty personal again, talking about Mama Bear and like what happens when you're threatened or trapped in a corner or bound to a system that won't let you go. You have a lot of pain, of course. It's very what's the word? Um, it's bad. The pain is really bad, and makes you feel as if you can't do anything, or anybody will listen to you, or anybody will take the time to try to even understand. So how do you take that pain of not being heard, being kind of backed into a corner, and not heard, not listened to, not even addressed, not even acknowledged? How do you make that into something beneficial? And I guess the reason that, or the thing that I would say with that would be doing these podcasts or videos or whatever you want to call them. It helps me to talk about it, and it helps me to say, you will hear me, because there has to be other people out there. There have to be people out there that are in the same type of situation where their child or their parent or their loved one or themselves are in a situation where they can't escape. They can't get out of it. They're trapped. And the more that they scream, the more that it falls on deaf ears. I can't be the only one that's felt like that in my lifetime. At some point, you must have felt like that. I know as a child, I felt like that quite a bit, where it's like, oh, you can't say anything because they won't believe me. They're going to believe him, or her, or them, or whatever. Kids probably feel that way all the time, and adults feel like that too, especially if they're trying to help their children, trying to like guide them in the right direction, but they're trapped. They're feeling stuck. They're feeling bound. And so how do you make that beneficial, a benefit? I guess you talk about it. I should start a group. I tried to do a group online once, a long time ago, and it didn't work. Nobody watched it. And, I tried to start a group, or, like to facilitate a group, and it didn't work out. It's just, the circumstances didn't work out very well, and it's disappointing. It's disappointing because I do want to reach others. I do want to talk about things. I do want to find people that have similar circumstances and talk about it, so we can gather together and make this beneficial and say, my voice will be heard. You can't lock me away on a pill with a key. You can't just say she's gone and she's never coming back. You can't remove people from society, especially if it was a temporary situation, rather than a long-term chronic, um, you know, illness that never gets addressed. Um, yeah, it's just hard. It's hard to find the benefits of it sometimes. And so to end the chapter, I would say, let's come together as a coalition to say, how can we benefit from people with mental illness that have been in traumatic situations that led them to lash out. And then when they lashed out, they were punished and punished and punished, lifetime sentence punishment. There must be some benefit for that person. If it's me, it's me. If it's someone else, it's someone else. But we should come together and say, you know what? There's a lot of trauma that hasn't been addressed by the governmental system, the legal system, the legislative system, the what's the police department? The you know, the law enforcement system. You know, there's a lot that hasn't been addressed, and it's time for the can of worms to come out, and pick up the pieces and put them back together again, so that the next time this happens, it doesn't have to be so severe. It doesn't have to be so cut and dry. It doesn't have to be so black and white. It doesn't have to be so good and evil. It can be like, hey, she had trauma in her life. It led to A, B, C, D, E, and then let's find the benefit of how we can get her rehabilitated. True rehabilitation, doesn't punish. It teaches. It's teaching rather than punishing. So, all right. These are the classic tarot cards. And I'm going to pick 3 cards. Whoops. I liked them, but there were a couple of them there. There were 3 cards. One for the present. Well, they're jumping out, but there's usually 3 of them or 4 of them together. So one for the past. Okay, for the past we have the 8 of Wands, which is movement. Get moving, get moving fast. Fast movement is happening. The present is justice. And the future card is the star. Oh, well, here, I'll go like this. There's the star, not the naked lady. Those are 3 wonderful cards. And I love the justice card. I know I've had justice with other people before, and they made it sound like it was bad. I think justice is great. It's like karma. It's like what has come, what has gone around is coming around. I love that. I love it. And the star card means, you know, maybe if nobody else is going to do this, maybe it'll have to be me. We'll see. We'll see where this goes. And food for thought. Your thoughts are very, very important. What you tell yourself is very, very important. You have to stay positive. You have to stay in control and powerful and loving and kind to yourself. Advocate. Let's learn how to advocate for ourselves. If anything, this is teaching me in the last 4 chapters I've been doing is you can't just pussyfoot around and say, oh, I'm going to offend this person or I'm going to offend that person. No, just say it. Just say it. And advocate for yourself. And advocate for mental health challenges. Advocate for helping others, and pick your battles. We don't have to take on World War III. We can just pick our battles and say, you know what? Maybe this time or this person needs our help. And we will pick our battles to say what led up to this point. Rather than guns gotta go. We gotta get rid of all guns. No. Say what trauma, what happened to you? What got you to this point? From point A to point B, instead of, oh, we have to remove all guns. So, all right, I hope everybody has a great day today.